Okay, in this walking animation series, we are almost there. The only thing is my character is walking around and he's not really paying attention to what's around him. There are no colliders on him, and if we were to add a rigid body, he would just go right through the floor. So, for example, I put the floor right under his feet, but if I were to pick him up over here and press play, you'll see that he'll just do the walking animations, but he'll be standing up in the air. He won't fall down to the ground. So to make him fall down to the ground, we'll have to add a rigid body to him. So that would be selecting the man, add component, physics, rigid body. Okay, so now with the rigid body, what happens is he'll fall and he'll go right through the floor. The next thing he needs is, other than a rigid body, he needs a collider of some type. As you see, there is none there. So we'll go to add component, physics, and we have to pick a collider to add. So we don't want to add a box collider. We want to add, for today, we're going to add a capsule collider. And let's see, let's zoom in on that action there by double clicking on the man. And this green here, that is the capsule collider. And we could edit it. And now we could drag and drop. We could just drag these lines out to match up collider to his position better, which is kind of difficult here. It's basically, he's up there. We want to move this, offset this collider higher. So we could use center. Yeah, we're going to move the center up a little. And we're also going to move it forward a little. Okay. And down here at the feet, I think we can get a little better action than that. That's like really far off from the feet. So I'm going to move it up a little bit more. Up, up, I said up, up. Okay, that's good. And then the height, I could probably take it down a little. I'm going to have to say edit collider again. Okay, so it can match up to his body. His arms will kind of be hanging at his side. So maybe the radius could go a little bit more. So right here, I'll just, oh, not that much more. Just, what is it, 1.1, let's make it 0.2 or 0.25. 0.25. And that looks pretty good. All right, so now he has a collider and a rigid body. If I press play now, he'll drop and he'll land on the floor. So that's nice. Now we could have him do things like walk up a plank. So I could put another game object in here, a cube, and just flatten it out. Let me use the scale. So I'll make it flatter and longer. You could just have him walk up a plank or off a plank. Let's see what happens now. If I press play, he's on there, and then when he gets to the edge, he falls on his face. All right, so maybe that's another thing we want to do is for the rigid body that we attach to our man, we want to make it that he doesn't fall on his face. So what we'll do is we can restrict rotation. Now, which rotations do we want to restrict so he doesn't fall over on the side or fall forward on his face? We just have to look here in the axes of him, and we see that we have Z would be falling, like rotating on the Z-axis would be falling on the side. And here's X, and rotating on the X-axis would be falling on his face or on his back. So we just have to freeze rotation in the X and the Z. Okay, so now let's press play, and let's see him walk the plank again. Okay, good. Now this time he didn't fall. And just like walking the plank there, we could also have him walk up a lift, duplicate, and let me just move a copy of that right back here. And then I'm just gonna angle it so it's like a lift. Okay. So now I'll press play. So we could come and, you know, walk off things, and then we could just turn around and come over here and walk up ledges too, and still boop, fall off of them. So now with the rigid body, the animations, and all the controls, we have a character that could happily walk around and interact with his environment. There you go.